Welcome back to the Crypto Report, everybody. I'm Crypto Kip, and this is a CRO update as CROcoin is back above 10 cents, which we like to see. This is a coin that we have talked about a lot on this channel. I love the CRO token. I love my Crypto.com Visa card. I like the Crypto.com exchange. It's the place personally where I have onboarded and offboarded in and out of crypto the most, depositing from into Crypto.com from my bank account and back out to my bank account when I'm taking profits. It's a super easy platform. They have this token, which if you're familiar with the token, well, then I'm preaching to the choir over here. If you're not, that is semi-associated with the exchange, but it's more so associated with the CRONOS ecosystem. In this video, I want to give you guys an update on that ecosystem. I want to look at some of the data with you guys and chat through exactly what I'm seeing and what you need to be aware of when it comes to CRONOS and the future of the chain and the future of this token, which is the gas utility token for the chain. As we're seeing crypto explode today, I do think that it is going to reclaim, CROcoin is going to reclaim its highs. I think the chain is going to get more adoption. But how much adoption? Let's talk a little bit about it in this video. Welcome back. Smash the like, subscribe, and jumping into the big picture for the day. Looking at what's pumping, you've got Bitcoin back to 103, Ethereum ripping and roaring 13% today, showing life of a potential altcoin rally. On top of that, if you take a peek at Bitcoin dominance today, what you'll see is Bitcoin dominance is starting to slip. Maybe we're not going to see Bitcoin dominance come up to this red circle at 72, 71, 73%. Maybe altcoin season is coming. It hinges on a lot of things going on right now with legislation trying to get passed through the US government, and mostly, I believe, with tariffs and inflation news. And we are seeing some deals struck within some of the key relationships with some of our key trading partners here in the US, which has caused some optimism in the crypto market. So Bitcoin has blasted through $100,000 all the way up to 103, and CRO, congratulations everybody, is back above 10 cents. You had an opportunity to accumulate this coin down at 6.9 cents. If you bought these lows for CRO, you're up 46%, which is pretty darn good from these lows, but admittedly, you have to look at the reality of kind of this compared to some other things. Pepe coin has outperformed CRO 134% from the lowest low that we just saw recently in the year 2025. So is CRO going to start outperforming CRO at some point? Or CRO going to start outperforming Pepe at some point? Well, I think that CRO is a little bit of a safer bet than Pepe because it's actually associated with a real chain, a real exchange, and Pepe is a meme. I'm bullish on Pepe. There's no secret there, but let's talk a little bit about how CROcoin gets bullish as well, because in the past, we've seen this thing come all the way up to 96 cents, almost to $1. Now, at the time of this recording right now, if CROcoin was to do what it's done in the past and achieve its previous market cap high, my friends, that's a nice and easy 7.9x from here. Now, you might be asking, well, Crypto Kip, if CROcoin goes back to its previous high, wouldn't that actually be at that 98 cent level? Well, no, that's not true because unfortunately, there was the unburn. The supply of CROcoin has changed, and it is basically inflationary now at this point. I actually got to double check if it is inflationary overall, but it is certainly getting supply added to it because there's the 70 billion token unburned, which let's pivot over to that. First, actually focusing on this. This new high comes at the market cap high. The market cap high still being 22 billion, what we saw for CRO in the past. But again, if the supply increases, your price is going to be a little bit lower. I still think CROcoin can easily go past $1. In fact, I think it can still hit $2 in this bull market. Maybe it even goes a little bit higher. Here's some really good news that we saw lately, which is just one more brick in the path that we're laying out for a bullish future for CRO. You've got the partnership for spot ETFs coming for CRO with some of the president's companies, which, the president's getting a lot of flack for his involvement in crypto, so that could be a great thing. It could be a bad thing for CRO. I think it's not a good thing, just the fact that they're going to have CRONOS ETFs coming down the pipeline. This is part of Crypto.com's roadmap that they talked about that actually gave us a huge pump. The big pump that we actually did see for CRO back here was because they announced their roadmap and they had an AMA. It was a very bullish day. Part of that roadmap was launching some CRONOS ETFs. Now, this CRO ETF is actually, it's a ETP, okay? This is not the same thing as a CRONOS spot ETF. But, you know, this is why, even if CROcoin takes its previous high market cap, you know, the price wouldn't be at, because the CRO printer go brrr, you know, but you don't know what that is. There's the supply increase happening right now. So now it's got a big inflation rate right now, unfortunately. And that's just kind of what we're looking at. But these exchange traded projects that are coming out are pretty cool to see this happening for CRO. This is a bullish thing. You put it on top of all the other things they have coming in the roadmap, like full-on stock. You can already trade stocks on their platform. You can actually speculate on sporting events on their platform now. You've been able to do options trading on their platform right now. They've got a DeFi wallet that you can interact with. They've got a lot going on, and they've got CRONOS ETFs coming later this year. They're going to start offering banking services. I like the coin. You can trade the coin too if you want to do some leverage trading on the coin. The place that I would like to trade CRO if I was trading CRO, and admittedly, guys, I don't really like to leverage trade CRO that much. I prefer to leverage trade like Bitcoin and just some of the larger coins, even like Solana and ETH and XRP. More so like XRP, Sol, and Bitcoin. Those are kind of the three that I think I trade the most, honestly. And SWI is not a bad one as well. I've had some trades on that, but you can trade CRO. I like to trade it. I think there's going to be some good trades on it, regardless. But I'm more of a buyer and holder of CRO instead of like a trader on CRO per se. But if you're looking for a place to trade it, you can trade it there. And we'll talk about some technicals in a second of where we might go. But I do want to hone in on this, because the big future for CRO depends, I think, on the success of the CRONOS chain. And right now, looking at DeFi, we're having a recovery for DeFi overall. The total value locked up in DeFi is starting to climb again. This is a good thing, not just for CRO, but for the entire DeFi economy. That's Ethereum, that's Binance Chain, that's Solana, that's even Bitcoin's DeFi protocols, right? Ethereum's still the king. Solana's number 2. CRONOS is currently sitting at number 18. There is not a lot of active users on the chain right now. There is not a ton of activity compared to some of these other chains, but it is in the top 20 of chains out there in existence, tracked by DeFi Llama at least. And in order to see CRONOS really get mainstream adoption, in order to see your CRONOS memes that we've talked about in the past come back, you're going to want to see CRONOS be successful. How does CRONOS chain be successful? Well, you need to see DeFi continue to be successful overall. You need to see the Crypto.com brand name continue to push out their content and continue to spread the word that they have a DeFi product. They've got the on-chain wallet. It used to be called the DeFi wallet. The on-chain wallet is super great, super easy to use. It's got a lot of great updates. And you're going to want to see, you know, a little bit of a pump in the CRONOS ecosystem for some of these tokens. That only comes if we get our total market cap exploding for crypto. We're not really seeing these coins on CRONOS explode today at all. There's random, here you go, random Pope coin. You know, careful with that stuff, guys. There's a lot of rug pulls that happen on this chain. It's 22 hours old. This is, you know, be careful for all this stuff. But all these big memes we've talked about in the past, Mary, Ka, just a little, you know, little slow today. But I'm not that surprised. CRONOS is up today. It is moving up today. But you want to see these memes come back, you're going to need to see the CRO token get a move probably back to, you know, the 20 cent something range. You're going to want to see CROcoin come up. Now, these meme coins, if you want them to pump, you need CROcoin to pump as well, because CRO is the, it's the trading pair with all these memes. It is, you know, like Mary / Crow or Cross / Crow. Right now, I'm not holding any of the CRONOS memes. I'm more focused on some of the large cap projects like CRO itself, because again, I do believe that the CRONOS ecosystem can have a good revival. This is its first bull market that it's really ever been truly in existence. It came out at the tail end of last bull market. I don't think it's over for CRONOS until the fat lady sings. And what do I mean by that is, if CROcoin and CRONOS don't have a beautiful move during this bull market, then maybe the hypothesis changes on CRONOS. But we haven't had that altcoin season for this bull market yet. Until we have a full-fledged altcoin season, until Bitcoin explodes to the levels that everybody's predicting, and we start really getting a full-fledged bull market for altcoins, you can't call it quits for CRONOS in my mind. The Crypto.com company is too successful. The CRONOS chain has too much promise and potential to just abandon it. Just because there's not users there now doesn't mean there won't be users there in the future. With the marketing efforts of Crypto.com, I think there's a huge chance that the millions of customers that they have get onboarded into crypto and DeFi because of the products that they're putting out. Makes me bullish on CRO. In the short term, guys, if Bitcoin slips back down to about 100K, you might see CROcoin come back down to the 8 or 9 cent level. but we might be able to, as long as Bitcoin can keep floating upwards, we might be able to kiss our 6 or 7% price levels goodbye for the remainder of this bull market, and then we can kind of revisit some of the conversations of the lows at as we start getting back to the bearish times, which I think there will be some kind of bearish move again in the future for crypto. There will be some kind of bear market. Maybe there is a 4-year cycle. If there is, or maybe the 4-year cycle will be over. If the 4-year cycle is over and we just kind of got like this presidency is going to be bullish for crypto, which we'll see. I'm not going to go there, guys. Then, I think CRO would be like a staple in this space. It's a successful company, and I remain bullish. I think a $1 to $2 CRO is still on the table, guys. That's my look for you right now, looking at potential resistance to the upside right around like 12.5 cents potentially. So if you're trading, resistance coming up at like 12.5, 12.7 cents, and support maybe at around 9.5 or 9.5 or 8 cents is kind of what I'm looking at. That's all I have for you in this one, guys. I'm Crypto Kip. This is a Crypto Report. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel, DCI HODL. And of course, my friends, I will see you in the next one. 2 videos here. If you want to check them out, if you want to sign up for Blowfin, check the link out down below. See you next time, guys. Peace.